In 1969, a plain-looking four-door sedan rolled onto a test track, and nobody watching that day had any idea they were about to witness a record that would stand for the next 37 years. This car had no fancy badges, no racing stripes, and no flashy name. It looked like something your grandfather might have driven to church. But when the driver hit the gas, this ordinary-looking machine screamed past 147 miles per hour, faster than anything the police had ever put on the road before, and faster than almost anything else in America at that time. What made this plain sedan so unstoppable? And why did it take almost 4 decades for anyone to finally beat it? Stick around, because before we dive into this incredible true story, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story like this one again. In the late 1960s, America was living through one of the most exciting periods in automotive history. Car companies were locked in a fierce competition, each one trying to build engines bigger, stronger, and more powerful than the last. Young drivers wanted muscle cars with loud engines and aggressive styling. But away from the flashy sports coupes and drag strip legends, a much quieter battle was happening inside a completely different part of the car industry. Police departments across the country needed cars that could keep up with the fast, powerful vehicles now filling America's highways. This was not about winning trophies or looking cool at a stoplight. This was about safety. If criminals and reckless drivers had access to faster and faster cars, but police cars stayed the same, officers would be helpless to catch anyone who decided to run. Car companies knew this, and they knew there was serious money to be made by winning police fleet contracts. So, Detroit's biggest manufacturers went to work building the toughest, fastest police vehicles they possibly could, and one of them would end up creating a legend almost by accident. Enter the Dodge Polara. On the surface, this was just another full-size Dodge sedan sold to families and businesses across the country. It had a boxy, practical shape, plenty of interior room, and nothing about its outward appearance suggested it was anything special. It looked exactly like the kind of car a bank manager or a school principal might drive. But underneath that plain exterior, Dodge engineers had done something remarkable. They dropped an enormous 440 cubic inch V8 engine, known as the 440 Magnum, into this unassuming sedan. This engine produced 375 horsepower, an incredible number for a full-size family-style car in 1969. To put that in perspective, many sports cars from that same era could not match that kind of power. Dodge paired this massive engine with a 3-speed automatic transmission, heavy-duty suspension, reinforced brakes, and a lightweight unibody construction that helped the car handle weight and speed better than most of its rivals. The result was a strange and wonderful contradiction. On the outside, it looked like the most boring car on the road. On the inside, it was hiding one of the most powerful engines available to any consumer vehicle at the time. Police departments loved this combination. A criminal speeding away from the law would take one look in the rearview mirror, see what looked like an ordinary sedan, and assume they could easily outrun it. That assumption would turn out to be a very costly mistake. To prove just how capable this machine really was, testers took the 1969 Dodge Polara Pursuit to the Chrysler Proving Grounds in Chelsea, Michigan, a massive private track built specifically for testing vehicles at extreme speeds. Michigan State Police officials conducted rigorous testing on the car, pushing it through acceleration runs, braking tests, and of course top speed runs around the large oval track. The results shocked everyone watching. The Polara Pursuit rocketed from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 6.3 seconds, an incredibly quick time for a heavy 4-door sedan built in 1969. It tore through the quarter mile in about 14.3 seconds, crossing the finish line at nearly 100 miles per hour. But the number that truly made history was its top speed. Around that massive oval track, the Dodge Polara Pursuit reached an astonishing 147 miles per hour, with some testing accounts suggesting it may have gone even faster than that. For a plain, boxy sedan built primarily for police departments, this was an almost unbelievable achievement. Nothing else in the police car world came close to matching that kind of speed. Word of this incredible performance spread quickly among law enforcement agencies across the country. and soon police departments from California to Alabama were adding these powerful Dodge sedans to their fleets, eager to give their officers a fighting chance against increasingly fast civilian vehicles. Officers who drove the Polara Pursuit during its years of service often spoke about it with genuine admiration, almost the way someone might talk about a trusted old friend. Many considered it one of the greatest police cars ever built, combining raw power with surprising reliability and toughness. Troopers assigned to long stretches of highway patrol especially appreciated having a car underneath them that could actually keep pace with speeding traffic, rather than falling hopelessly behind. State highway patrol departments across the country relied heavily on these Dodge sedans throughout the late 1960s and into the early 1970s. Officers patrolling long, empty stretches of interstate highway needed a car that would not just look intimidating, but would actually perform when the moment called for it. The Polara Pursuit delivered exactly that. Some troopers even reported unofficial top speeds even higher than the official Chrysler Proving Grounds numbers, pushed to the limit during real-world highway pursuits when catching a fleeing vehicle actually mattered. This reputation only grew stronger as the years passed. Even decades later, retired officers who once drove these cars would speak fondly about their power, their toughness, and the confidence they gave drivers facing dangerous, high-speed situations on America's highways. If the Polara Pursuit was such an incredible machine, why did police cars seem to get noticeably slower in the years that followed? The answer has nothing to do with police departments losing interest in speed, and everything to do with forces completely outside their control. In the early 1970s, the United States began enforcing stricter emissions regulations to reduce air pollution from vehicles. Car manufacturers were forced to lower the compression ratios inside their engines to meet these new environmental standards. Lower compression generally means less raw power, and that meant even the biggest, most powerful engines available started losing horsepower almost overnight. By 1972, the same 440 engine that once produced 375 horsepower had dropped down to only 285 horsepower, a massive and painful reduction in just a few short years. On top of the emissions rules, an oil crisis hit the country in the middle of the decade, sending gas prices skyrocketing and forcing manufacturers to prioritize fuel efficiency over raw performance. Big, thirsty V8 engines like the ones that had once powered legendary police cars suddenly became a financial and political liability. Car companies scrambled to build smaller, more efficient engines, and police departments were forced to accept far less powerful vehicles than they had grown used to during the muscle car era. By the 1980s, this problem had become embarrassingly obvious. There are documented stories of police officers struggling to keep up with civilian sports cars like Porsche 911s and Ferrari Testarossas, machines that could easily outrun the underpowered police cruisers of that era. The gap between criminals and law enforcement, the very problem that had inspired the creation of powerful police cars in the first place, had returned with a vengeance. For 37 long years, the 1969 Dodge Polara Pursuit's incredible top speed record remained unbroken. Car after car came and went in police fleets across America, from the Ford Crown Victoria to the Chevrolet Caprice, but none of them could officially match that legendary 147-mile-per-hour benchmark set decades earlier. Some manufacturers claim to have come close. Chevrolet's Caprice 9C1, tested during the 1990s, was reported by some sources to have topped the Polara's mark in factory testing. But when independently tested by Michigan State Police during their annual trials, that same Caprice topped out at a lower speed, falling short of officially breaking the long-standing record. Year after year, the record held, almost as if daring the automotive industry to finally catch up. It was not until 2006, a full 37 years after that historic test at the Chrysler Proving Grounds, that a new champion finally emerged. A newer Dodge model, the Charger Pursuit, equipped with modern engineering, advanced aerodynamics, and updated performance technology, finally managed to officially surpass the Polara's legendary top speed. It felt almost poetic that it took another Dodge to finally dethrone its own legendary ancestor, closing the loop on one of the longest standing performance records in police vehicle history. The story of the fastest cop car ever built is about more than just a single impressive number on a test track. It represents a fascinating snapshot of American history, showing how outside forces like environmental regulations and economic crises can completely reshape an entire industry. Even something as seemingly simple as a police car. It also shows something deeper about engineering and design. The Dodge Polara Pursuit was never meant to look flashy or draw attention to itself. It succeeded precisely because it hid its incredible capability behind a completely ordinary appearance. That combination of hidden power and understated design continues to inspire car enthusiasts and engineers even today, decades after its record was finally broken. For classic car collectors and law enforcement historians, surviving examples of the 1969 Polara Pursuit remain treasured pieces of American automotive history. They serve as a physical reminder of an era when police departments and car manufacturers worked together to build machines capable of genuinely remarkable performance, using nothing more than raw mechanical engineering and determination. Today, when people talk about fast police cars, the conversation often centers around advanced modern technology, computer-controlled engines, and sophisticated aerodynamics. But it is worth remembering that decades before any of that existed, a plain, unassuming Dodge sedan managed to set a speed record so impressive that it took the automotive industry nearly 4 decades to finally catch up. That achievement, born from simple mechanical power and clever engineering, remains one of the most remarkable and often overlooked stories in the entire history of American law enforcement vehicles.